How to turn one client into 6 to make $30,000 as an online fitness coach. The game all comes down to the 3 R's of 30K a month fitness coaching. Good results equals renewals, which equal referrals. And if you don't have these within your business, you're going to be relying on either paid ads or going viral to grow your business. The true hallmark of a good business is if you turned off all of your organic content, if you turned off all of your ads and your appointment setters and every other marketing tool that you had, and the only way you could sign clients was through word of mouth, how much would your business grow? Now, before we get into it, why should you listen to me? Well, this is very simple. I started off as a closer for the company Resellers Room. We sold over $2 million worth of online coaching in just under 2 years. In June of 2024, I left the UK and started traveling the world to scale high ticket coaching offers. I signed my first client in December of 2024. And now today in mid 2025, I'm running a 35K a month profit business, solely scaling fitness coaches. I've generated well in excess over $500,000 in client revenue. We've amassed over 20 million views on Instagram for our clients, and in total, we manage over $2 million worth of followers. And it's all of these guys that you see on screen right here. It's how Nate went from 0 to 12K a month in 45 days, Aiden 0 to 9K a month in 30 days, Ryan collected $30,000 in 40 days. Xander, 0 to 12K in 30 days. Scotto, with just 1,300 followers, went from 0 to 9K a month in 30 days. Chris, 3K to 10K. Rodney, 6K to 30K. Savannah, 2K to 15K. And you know what? We don't even have Ethan Downey in here as well, who was, I think it was 4K to 23K in 60 days. But we're going to get straight into it. So, when it comes to actually being able to turn one client into 6, the first step is to wake up, because if you're still selling your online fitness coaching for $300 a month, then you're never ever going to be able to scale to a sustainable way to hitting 30K per month. And as you can see right here, you're saying, but I don't know how to charge $5,000. And I'm saying, start charging high ticket or you'll be broke forever. And I'm slapping you in the face while I'm saying it. Now, it's very obvious why it's so important to do this, because you need a scalable business model, because most fitness coaches are out here charging $300 a month. And what you do is you sign a client for 6 months or 3 months, you write up some contract and you think that that client's got to stand by it. But then guess what happens? He blocks his credit, he blocks his transaction, turns off his credit card, whatever it may be. And then you're still sat there like, oh, well, I just did 1 month of coaching for $300 after doing all this onboarding and all this other stuff. So the coaches that we work with that are making 30K per month, the first thing we have to do is make them wake the fuck up so that they can actually hit results like these, where they can have crazy days where they, close for 3K, or they can have just close 2K for 6 months, another close for 2K, literally back to back, 3 hours in between, making 6K. Crazy, close again, so many closes. 7.3K in 2 days right there. Here, 4K almost in a day. Here, 4 calls, all closed, 4.2K in a single day. The results are absolutely insane. And do you think we'd ever hit this by charging? And I know what you're thinking, but Savannah's a huge influencer. She has 270,000 followers. And yeah, she does have a big following. But even John Scotto with 1,300 followers. Give me 1 second, I think I'm about to close 4,500. Good man. Closed, boom. It's simple, absolutely simple. His first ever close was with us. First ever close, $1,000 straight away, just like that. From charging $200, $300 a month to hitting $1,000. Again, here, 1,500 sale in the DMs. Doesn't even need a call. You're struggling to close leads, for $300 a month on a call, when we have clients charging $1,500 a month. But that only happens when you wake up. And then after you've woken up, the way to turn one client into 6 is you obviously need a smooth onboarding process. Now, buyer's remorse kicks in the first 48 hours. And what buyer remorse is the feeling that someone feels once they've paid you. You know that feeling when you were really hungry, you have a huge meal, and then after the meal, you feel almost a bit guilty because you're like, I ate too much, I feel slow and sluggish. That is remorse. And every time we buy something, we either feel joy and adulation at the thing we purchased, or we feel buyer remorse and we wish we didn't make that purchase. Now, this happens very fast during the first 48 hours of someone buying into something. So this is why you need to make sure you have a smooth onboarding process. You need to have a coaching questionnaire, a waiver. That means that when the client signs up with you, they have a super simple step-by-step roadmap of what's going to happen and a good questionnaire means that you can make their training plan and their meal plan at the first time of asking. And then we have a mini little onboarding process that we give to all of our clients. And that's to, first of all, obviously create their profile in the coaching app and send the invite link to their email, add the client to the tracking spreadsheets, text the team chat that the deal has been closed, mark it as paid and move it to primary in your inbox, upload photos and weight of the client the next morning, create a recurring check-in task for the designated check-in days so you never miss a check-in. And you can steal that if you want, just screenshot it right there. But the onboarding process is super important because that's when the most amount of damage or success can be caused within a program. Now, next, you actually need to deliver results, step number 3, because a coaching business that doesn't deliver results is just a complete waste of space. And sometimes, you might be in this position. When you start your fitness coaching business, you're going to be charging $300 a month and everything's sweet. You got a big smile on your face. But when you start charging and asking and closing for $5,000, it might feel like you have no clue what to deliver. You might be faced with refunds and you might be feeling burnt out trying to chase clients. Now, this is why it's so important to make sure that you actually deliver. Now, if you're watching this and you are a fitness coach, you obviously know how to get people in shape. So what could be the thing that went wrong and cause you to have unhappy clients? Well, very simply, it's just if you don't have a dialed in schedule and you take on too many clients and you can't fulfill the work and you miss the check-ins. So what we give to all of our clients is a weekly fulfillment schedule. And this way they know from Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week, exactly what they need to do with all of their clients. And we structure it across 7 days is because they only need to spend 1 to 2 hours every single day, Monday to Sunday, and then they can spend the rest of the time taking sales calls. A lot of coaches will cram all of their check-in calls on 1 or 2 days maybe. And that's okay if you only want to have, 5 or 10 clients. But we're trying to scale our coaches to the fucking moon. So we need a scalable and sustainable system. So that is what we give to all of our clients. Next, moving on to step number 4. You need to ask for the 3 R's of 30K a month fitness coaching. Now, very simply put, the 3 R's of 30K a month coaching are results, referrals, and renewals. Because without good results, none of your clients are going to tell their friends and families to join, so you won't get any renewals. And without good results, none of your clients are going to renew and carry on working with you because they've not enjoyed their time with you. So the very first thing is to deliver results. And that's why step number 3 was deliver results. But delivering results is not enough. You need to actually have a proper system that guarantees you these renewals and these referrals. So this is what we do for our clients. Every single one of our fitness coaching clients creates a end of plan case study for their clients, and they have what we call an offboarding call. Now, what they do here is they take all of the client results and they put them into this portfolio to allow them to visually see all the progress they've made. And this reinforces in the prospect's mind that they've had an amazing service with you. So insert client name of plan. Let's look back to where we started. This is what you achieved. This is what you achieved again, end of month 1, end of month 2. And again, you just make as many of these as possible. So if they stayed with you for 6 months, you'd have 6 months of these. And then you'd have where are you now? And then you'd have their final photos here. You'd have their after photo, front, back, and their trainerized screenshots that shows the nice graph so they can see their whole journey with you. Let me tell you why I think you accomplished it. You're gonna write some nice words here. As you can see, this is the one that Ethan used, hence why his name's there. And then it's gonna be now what's next. So you're just gonna get clear on what are their next goals. How do you feel about hitting them? Do you want to continue to see what else we can accomplish? Or do you know someone else who could use my help? You'll give $100 to the person, or I say just 10%, and you'll also give them a little discount as well if they renew. So you could do it like, I'll give you 10% of the referral fee if you get someone to sign up, and I will also deduct 10% off your next renewal. And this is how we can guarantee that our clients renew and also give us referrals by taking them through one of these end of program case studies. And that is it really, guys. You've got step number 1 is to wake the fuck up and actually charge the prices you should. Step number 2 is to make sure onboarding is smooth. Step number 3 is to deliver results throughout the program. And then step number 4 is to implement the 3 R's of 30K a month fitness coaching with the case study PowerPoint at the very end of their program. And that is how you're gonna end up with something like this. where your first client referred your second client, who referred your third client, and all three of those clients renew. So you actually really started off with one client, but you ended up with getting paid 6 times. And that is how you're going to be able to turn one client into 6 and make $30,000 in your online fitness coaching business. And guys, if you have made it this far, big congratulations. Now, you're probably wondering though, how can you directly apply this into your fitness coaching business? Well, if you are in any of these situations where you're just starting out as a fitness coach and you're feeling lost, or you've built your audience but you're struggling to monetize it, or even if you're unable to do any of the following, like get quality leads, charge high prices, work with dream clientele, maybe you've even hit a plateau in your growth, or every month you're just chasing new clients, having to post new content and chase those new closers, and it feels like you're doing it all for very little reward, then what I want you to do is to go to my page on Instagram at Zidane Akel and DM me the word freedom. And I'll personally reach out to you. We will have a conversation because I'd love to hear about your fitness coaching business, the goals, what's been holding you back, and show you what it would look like for us to work together in collaboration. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you hit subscribe. You can genuinely scale to 10, 20K a month just from my YouTube videos alone. So make sure you definitely subscribe and you don't miss the next one. And if you want to watch my case study video where I broke down exactly how we use the client maxing ecosystem to take Ethan Downey from 4K a month to 23K per month in just 60 days, then click somewhere on the screen and I will see you guys later. Peace out.